Hey team, just a quick video about my power hour. So I am going to tell you guys how I basically work my business in 1 hour a day. And you don't have to do your hour all at the same time. The great thing about this business is that the things that you need to do can be broken down into even like 10-minute increments when you're sitting in the car line, or 10 minutes when you first wake up while you're drinking your coffee. You can even break it up if you want to. That's actually what I do, is I break it up into smaller increments, and I just kind of fit it in throughout the day when I can. But I will tell you that I do these things every day, and they're not very glamorous, and there's not some sort of like bombshell that I'm about to drop that's going to tell you like how to get to 1-star diamond. These are all things that you know, but you just have to do them. So I'm going to tell you my biggest, the biggest secret to my power hour is this right here, the business activity tracker. This is my daily checklist that I use to make sure that I am doing the things that I need to do every day to move my business forward. And so today is Thursday, so that means that I'm starting a blank business activity tracker. But just to prove my point, I want to go back and show you. This is last week's. See where I wrote all over it? And I even write on the back. I use it for scratch paper too. I can go back. I have like weeks and weeks of business activity trackers. So if you're not already using this tool that's in your back office, you are missing out. So that's the first thing I want you to do for your power hour, is go print out the business activity tracker right now. It's in the Coach Online office, so you can do that. So what I'm going to do next is just go down each line and tell you how I do each thing. So on the business activity tracker, the first two things are be proof the products work. That is work out and drink your Shakeology. I don't count that towards my power hour because even though that is a very, very important part of this business, if you're not doing those two things, you will not succeed. I don't count that as my power hour. So we'll just go ahead and pretend like those are checked off. Personal development, that's the second thing. Now, the way that I get most of my personal development in is I listen to videos on YouTube. I know that's really odd, but I did that today while I was folding laundry and vacuuming my whole house. So you can do that in the car. You can do that while you're doing dishes. You can do that whenever. Stay connected. That is, every day you're going to wake up and you're going to log into teambeachbody.com. On the Coach Online office on the right-hand side is going to be your breaking news. That's, things that are happening in the Beachbody world that you will need to be aware of. Product specials, things that are coming up, national wake-up calls are there. So you have to check that every day. Those are also great things to share with your downline. If you have your own team page, you can highlight some of those things in your team page and use that as your daily post in your team page. That is a gold mine of information, really. Okay, so next is your social media posts. Now, I am not a social media scheduler kind of person. I basically have my phone in my hand 24/7, and I take a lot of pictures. So anytime that I have, 5 minutes or so, I will just go and play with pictures in my phone and use an app to make it however I want it to look. And then whenever I think I need to post something on my Instagram or my Facebook page or my like page, I scroll through and pick out a picture that I've already created. That's not scheduled for me, but I do make check marks to make sure that I post every single day. The next thing is new contacts. And on here it says 2 to 5 new people a day. I try to add 5. I try to add 5 new people to my Facebook every single day. Instagram is a little different. I run my Instagram a little bit differently. I focus more on adding new people to Facebook. That's just what I'm doing. But whatever social media platform that you're focusing on, make sure that you're adding new quality contacts every single day. Invite to join a challenge group. This says 2 to 5 people every day. I usually try to invite a little bit more than that, but that to me is an actual invite. That is sending someone a one-on-one message saying, hey, I have a new group coming up and I would love for you to join. Have you seen my post? Is this something that you would be interested in? Those are really, really easy. If you can come up with a basic sort of script of things that you would say in that message every time, you can save that in your notes. So you can just copy and paste it into Messenger or however you communicate, email or whatever, and just personalize it to that person. You can change a few words without having to type out the same thing every time. So it doesn't take very long, but you definitely have to be sending personal invites every single day. The next thing I do in my power hour is a follow-up. And I think that one reason why my power hour is effective is because I follow up with everybody at the same time. So as messages come in to me through email, or if I get comments on Instagram, or if I get messages through Facebook, I don't answer those as they come in. I don't even read them as they come in. So I leave those sitting in my I leave those sitting where they're unread. So they're in bold text. And then at night, when I am working on my follow-up, when I get to that point and I'm at the point where, okay, I've done everything else, I'm ready to follow up, then I can just go, and it is very clear because the messages that I have not read are in bold. So then I go to all the messages that I have and I just respond back to those people. So that's how I do follow-up. I think that is much more effective than trying to message with people all day long, or messaging with people on, whatever schedule they're on. Like for me, I have to do it on my schedule so that I can fit everything into this power hour. And then the last 2 things really are existing customers check-in. For that, I do have a challenge group that I post in every day. So every day I have some sort of post about, whether we're doing like Workout Wednesday and they need to post a sweaty selfie, and I'll post my sweaty selfie or whatever. One thing that I also did that worked out really well for me is I started writing names. You probably can't see that, but like right here under the existing customers check-in, I put my customers' names. So every day, in addition to my challenge group post, I would also reach out to whoever was next in my customer list and send them a personal message and say, hey, how are you doing with your goals? Like, how have you been eating? Have you been sticking to your workout calendar? Is there anything that I can do to help you? So that extra message and extra conversation with my customers worked out really well. And then the last thing in my power hour is connecting with my team. And I do this exactly the same way as I run a challenge group. So I try to post every day something that is helpful to my new coaches. And I cater these posts to brand new baby coaches because I think that those are the people who need the most information. Once you get past a certain limit, you know where to look and you can kind of find your own information. So all of my posts in my group are to my baby coaches. So I post once a day in my team page. And then I did the same thing. I printed out my coach report. I went through and I wrote down everybody's names in a different day. And then every day, whoever was on that day, I would send them a message and say, hey, what are your goals for coaching this month? Are you going to hit Success Club? How much extra money do you need to make? And when do you expect to hit your next rank advancement? So that's basically it. It's, I think that a lot of people make Power Hour harder than it needs to be. It's really just basic, simple things. You just check them off. And then if you do those day after day after day, your business will grow. So I hope that this video helped you, even though it is super simple. And I don't think that I even probably told you guys anything that you didn't already know. But if you're struggling and you feel like you're all over the place, I highly, highly recommend just following these tips. Try it for a week and see how it works for you. One other thing that I did want to say is, I skipped over invite to learn about the business. Okay, so that's another section on the business activity tracker. So you do that the same way as you do the challenge group. So you don't check that off. I write down the number of people that I invited. So the number of people that I added to my Facebook, the number of people that I invited, and the number of people that I invited to learn more about the business. And I also keep lists of who I've asked and who I've had conversations with. So that's it. That's my Power Hour. I hope that helped you guys.